Yo, hey everyone, Kevin the Apper. We're doing a live stream today, and you know what? Just feeling a little stuffy in there. So while I'm waiting for people to check in, maybe no one will check in. I don't know. Let's just uh, let's just relax on the couch. So, boy, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. I kind of forgot what it's like. So, yeah. We all right. We've got Romeo from the Bay Area. 10 people in here already. Two thumbs up. Hey, Holly City Driver, how you do? Or Holy City Driver. That's what it. That's an interesting name. South Carolina. Okay. Carlos, what's up, Kevin? Hope you're doing. Oh, thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it. Doing fine for the most part. Oh, yep. Oakland. Awesome. So 17 people. Let's see if we can get it to 25 at least before we hey, little red rideshare girl and oh, yeah, hey, little red rideshare girl. How you doing? Scant Rants, hey, brother rap. Thanks, Elliot. Hey, Paula. Hey, Robert. So, can we get six more people in here before we start story time? Uh so let's see here. Hey, Midnight Rider. How you doing? So 25 or 2.5 minutes, whatever comes first. So, anyway, how you guys enjoying the, on a side note, diversified content? It's not just Uber anymore. Now we're talking about Best Buy and Amazon, and I think tomorrow we're talking about Toys R Us. So, diver- branching out a little bit, as they say. Okay, we got 22. Hey, Peterson. How you doing, buddy? Hope the car situation's working out. Elliot, I guess you never put the car deal to bed. While we wait, did you see my comment about Rhodey and how they're starting to basically treat you like their personal valet? 4 pennies and the whole premise was that, yeah, I've noticed that. I made a video where it's like, this is, oh, it's getting fixed. Okay. Yeah, I heard you were releasing it back to the company or something, so sorry that didn't work out. Yeah, C4400. Rhodey could be great, but they're just not. So, for the record, there might be some pacing in this video because it's frustrating. Yes, in a couple months. Okay. Well, we've got 26 people. We are 3 minutes in with just 30 seconds more. So let us begin the story time. Because the saga with Katie's car accident got really weird yesterday. It got super weird. So to catch up, just in case, you know what, the lights aren't good. Let's just sit down. um, for those of you who are not in the know, in December, Katie was in a car accident. Thankfully, not a very big one. The car was damaged pretty badly. Like you had to actually scotch tape the trunk shut, but otherwise it was fixable. Um, so yeah. Oh, is Uberman in here? Huh. I didn't notice that. Well, anyway. So yeah, there was an accident and she was fine, and we just started the story, Mana. But and she wasn't at fault. So we called this insurance company, this Access Insurance, to get it fixed. And we did not realize the hell we were about to go through to to get this car fixed. It took all the way until January before they would even um, agree to get the car fixed. They kept not picking up the phone. They kept calling us back late. They kept saying that the car was totaled, even though they hadn't. No one actually inspected it. We had a very good um, collision mechanic. So his name was Pablo, and he helped us along the way. I still want to make a video with him, give his business some free advertising if I can. And it was just a disaster. And it took almost 2 months to get the car fixed. Now, since that happened, there was another accident, but that's neither here nor there. Well, after over a month of fighting with them and finally getting the car fixed, then we got another rude surprise. Even though Access approved Katie's car rental, behind our backs, they disapproved it. So Katie got 5 days of the car paid, and then the other days for the rental, they didn't cover it like they said they were supposed to. And as a result, Hertz, I should say, charged Katie for 2 weeks of a car rental, and she still has like a $700 negative balance in the bank account. We're slowly paying it off, but we have a negative balance because Access did not pay what they were legally obligated to. Now then, we sent them, first of all, a letter that stated we intended to take them to court. And we made some demands. Like, we kept records and notes and receipts about what you owe us. So, this is what you owe us. This is what we'll settle for. You've got until this date to let us know what's going on, or else we will file court papers. By the same token, we also let the insurance bureau know that we were intending to do this and that there was some foul play. At least we suspected there was foul play. Well, Access never did get back to us. And 5 days after the deadline passed, when we were just about to go and file the court papers, we got a letter from the Better Insurance Bureau. And they gave us, I forgot about the timer light. They gave us the news. The insurance company, Access, has gone out of business. They filed for bankruptcy. So essentially, there's no one to take to court. And there's essentially no hope of getting that compensation. Now then, with the foreclosure company that's dealing with it, we can send them a request, and we have, letting them know that this company owes us so much money. We can't claim as much as we did with if we were doing it ourselves, but since the company is going out of business, we'd be happy to get anything. And hopefully they can at least cover that remaining negative balance. But geez, you go a month just trying to get the car fixed to a month having the car fixed to having almost $1,000 taken out of your bank account that you were not supposed to have happen, to threatening the company with legal papers, and then by the time you get an answer, they've gone bankrupt. Not much you can do then. Kind of makes me wonder, man, what if we had filed those papers just a little sooner? I don't know. I knew this was a bad insurance company, by the way. This was a very bad insurance company. We're talking about a company that was so incompetent, they most of the time didn't even answer their phone. And it's like, man. So for those who were curious, there you go. That's what's going on with that situation. Not really sure what else to do at the moment. So, anyway, that's what's going on. And now I'm here venting about it live on the internet through the power of YouTube. Boy, I'm getting rusty at this. So, anyway, I've gotten a few emails from people asking, like, hey, whatever happened to Katie's car? Well, this is what happened to Katie's car. Thankfully, it is fixed, and she can drive it. Still making payments on it. But, yeah, this accident cost her dearly. It's kind of a sad thing where, like, a lot of accidents, even if you're not at fault, you still end up paying, and boy, that ends up being true. So even if you get into an accident that you're not at fault in, you just don't want to be in that accident. You don't know how it's going to cost you in the long run. So Anyway, that's the story time. Do we have any questions? A Q&A? Um, just feel free to ask. We're live, and we'll be live as long as we have something to talk about, I suppose. C44. Insurance is very much a scam. Sometimes, as Chris Rock said it, how it in case stuff, and if stuff don't happen, shouldn't I get my money back? Yes. Take access insurance to small claims court. It will cost you $15 to file a claim. Well, that's what we were going to do, except again, they went out of business. There's technically no one to sue. At least the way it was described to me, there's nothing you can really do about that. So that's why we haven't done anything, because we found out that there's nothing we can do at this point. At least that's what I was told. Do any of you think that is wrong or incorrect? Has anyone had this experience before where they were in an accident with someone and that their insurance owed you money and then their insurance company ended up going out of business? The letter that we got was like pretty clear. They're liquidating the company. There is not going to be anything left of it when the government has their say. So let's see here. Correct. Yeah, has anyone actually even had an issue with Access Insurance before? I see Joel. Hey, thanks for great info. Yeah, you're welcome, Joe. Don't have any questions? It's Q&A time at the moment. Let's see, Scant Rants. What kind of insurance company is this? Even the General is still in business. Access Insurance, the way it was described to me, is they insure bad drivers. So they insure drivers who have gotten into multiple car accidents, have a DUI or two. They insure illegal aliens, or at least they insured illegal aliens. So they'll take money even if you're not legally supposed to drive in America. And that probably says all you need to know right there. I mean, they charge a lot for insurance because these people can't get insurance anywhere else. But they also pay out a lot more because these people are bad drivers. So that's what it is. Okay, so let's see here. Midnight Rider says you can't file a private lawsuit if they have filed for bankruptcy. Richard Sop said, can't you just sue the car insurance of the car? No, they went bankrupt. That's the whole point. Let's see here. Midnight Rider also said, depending on how many creditors they have, you can file with the bankruptcy court, but it is a maybe. Yeah, it's a maybe. And we're going to do that. We're going to file with the bankruptcy courts. That's pretty much the only thing we can do, but that's still a maybe. Carlos said, what's your opinion on the future of ride sharing? My opinion is that it will not exist in a couple years. No one can actually seem to figure out how to make money on it. They can't figure out how to make money on it. It's like this great thing everybody wants, but you can't make money with it. So let's see here. Peterson, he said, I had their insurance years ago. I have an excellent driving record. My agent used them, and they were cheap for me. Interesting, because you know what's... Because after about a few weeks of going back and forth, I decided to look up the company. Like, okay, what am I getting myself into? Like, what are we dealing with here? And, oh boy, the reviews, the reports, Access had a bad reputation. 1 star all around. Highest star grade I saw for this place. 2 stars on Yelp. It was amazing. And now, granted, insurance companies on these review aggregator sites always have a little bit of, because if you have to deal with an insurance company, there's going to be some level of unsatisfaction. But they range between 2.5 to 3.5 stars. I did not see too many insurance companies that were just downright a one all around. Nobody liked them. And Peterson, how long ago was it that you had uh, access as an insurance provider? They could very easily have changed. I mean, I assume Access would insure the good drivers as well, because that's how insurance companies stay in business. They insure the good people who aren't going to use their service. My insurance company, 2013, 2015, okay. My insurance company loves me because I've been with them for years, and the one accident I was in wasn't my fault, so they didn't pay anything out. But I have been spending. How much money have I spent put into their company that I have not gotten back? That's how insurance works, and they want a lot of people like that. But let's see here. Midnight Rider. Did you have any underinsured insurance coverage with your car insurance company? That can help with something like this, but it is optional coverage. No. Katie did not have, and we're still trying to figure certain things out. But this was insurance she had for years, and she had the bare minimum, which we have rectified that since we now have a better insurance policy for her. But it was just basically the insurance just covered, like, if you hit someone else, then they'd cover you. Otherwise, you were on your own. Let's see here. Peterson says, I had them when they were new. They had the lowest rate my agent presented to me. Well, yeah, I can understand that. I can see that. I mean, I had 100, 300, 300, 1K deductible, uninsured, underinsured rental car payments. Wow. But, again, I could see why they would be cheap, because you call them, nobody picks up the phone. You're always leaving a voicemail. And then someone might eventually get back to you. And the thing that was really sketchy about this, I think they tried to keep the communications as vague as possible, because every time I see we getting somewhere with them, they would transfer our case to a new agent. We'd be talking to Teresa one day, and then after she said, okay, we're going to approve the car getting fixed, the case got transferred to Bill. And we'd have to explain the story to Bill all over again. And I wonder if they were doing that just to buy time. They essentially didn't do anything until I sent them a letter or an email, and I pointed out that we are coming up to the date when they have to legally do something, or else they are in violation of the law. And then all of a sudden, for like a brief 2 days, they were our best friends. Super helpful, got things moving, approved to fix the car, didn't even look at the car. And, well, yeah. And what was discouraging was when they were trying to trash the car, like they were going to total it out, then Katie would have been upside down on the insurance. So, well, Uber driver Todd, ask a question that you would like to have answered. Contribute to the conversation, as they say. You're finding it boring, ask a question. That's what's nice about live. You can change it. And if you don't want to do that, then shut up. Seriously. It's like, you saw the title of the video, you knew what we were going to be talking about. But yeah, if they totaled the car, Katie would have been upside down on the payment because she still owed money. So it was not a good situation, that's for certain. But does anyone have any other questions about what's going on? Let's see here. I hope Peterson is making his money. Let's see here. Delbert, wish I was on this when you started. I'm at work now. Yeah, well, yeah. You could always watch the archived recording at the end. These live streams, well, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you. Yeah, you can watch it later, so. Anyway, do we have any other questions? Otherwise, I could easily call it a day now. We've been going 20 minutes. I feel bad. I wanted to like I never did a 6,000 subscriber. I was like, why does that YouTuber's live stream look like 4480p? Is there internet connection? No, I'm doing this on my cell phone. And these cell phones, they you know, Dark Thanks, Dark Road Run. Your channel. Yes, the channel awesome video. Over 180,000 views. I can't believe it. Like, jeez. I might have two hit channels on my hand. I mean, yeah, so if you go over to Kevin T. Rodriguez, you can see I've uploaded a few videos and some of them have gotten really, really popular. It's like I think one of them has officially gone viral. So it's an interesting feeling. It's like, oh yay, I have a video that's making me like $400 in one day. Now it's time to go back to making entrepreneur videos, which I think what I'm doing is like the entrepreneur channel is like my business channel, and the Kevin T. Rodriguez channel is my fun channel where I kind of just experiment with videos and do whatever I want. So that's how we're rolling. So, but thanks for the question, New York Stelio. So, do we have any other questions? Nope, the leaking water pump is a fine fire risk, and breathing the coolant fumes through the AC isn't fun. No, it's not. I remember when my water pump went out, that was not a fun experience. So that's just, yeah, and I mean, you can help keep it cool by turning the heat on, but that is, especially in California, that's like, you don't want to do that. That's just going to be miserable. How's Rapify working for you? Rapify does not bring in a lot of money. That is for certain. Um, Rapify brings in a few dollars every day, and you know what? Hey, I'll take a little extra money over nothing at all, but you will truly get more use out of it if you use it in conjunction with rideshare, which Uber won't allow you to do. Now, that said, next week, I will be compromising. Would be, I will be doing Postmates for a few hours and seeing if the Rapify adds a lot to the earnings doing Postmates. But otherwise, Rapify's fine. You're obviously not going to get rich doing it though. All right, let's see here. Hi, Lauren. Let's see here. Would you ever use an electric car for Uber? I would. That seems. I I would definitely would. In fact, I was looking at my next car being an electric car, but that's probably not going to happen because with all the driving I conceivably would do, and the fact that I make frequent trips to Sacramento, the electric cars do not get the miles I need to properly do these things, and there's not enough charging stations around. So that's so I'd like to, if the batteries could get more miles and if the charging stations were more frequent, I would definitely love to get an electric car. But the only electric car I could get is a Tesla that gets the miles that I even halfway need, and I'm not buying a Tesla. I mean, I want a Tesla. That's one of my dream cars. But while I am doing a lot better financially, I'm not in a position where I would feel comfortable taking on a payment for a Tesla. And I mean, some people, including Peterson, would probably say, well, now you would qualify for Uber Black and Uber Lux and Uber Select, and that's true. But I don't know if I want to keep driving for Uber. I mean, it seems strange. I enjoy Uber, but I'm so sour on the company right now that the idea of going back on the road is difficult to grasp right now. So I it'd be nice, but I don't want to be indebted to Uber where I have to make this car payment. Let's hear C4400 said, I have not gone online since they killed one of my neighbors. Okay. Sure, there's a story behind that, but that's an interesting thing to say. John Spask, do you have a dash cam? Yes, I do actually. I do have a dash cam. I should probably utilize it more, especially for this channel, but oh, you're from Tempe, Arizona. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, yep, sorry about that once again. Let's see here. Have you hear Uber now has a rent a car for $5 an hour? And he thought, oh yeah, they're trying to compete with Turo. And I don't know what Turo's rates are, but Turo is a service where you can rent out your vehicle, among other things, to strangers for an hourly basis and or something like that. I mean, what's weird about this though is that Turo seems to have decent-ish rates. I mean, I was talking to Uberman about it. Recommended if you wanted to make money because there's way too many variables, and he's made videos where people have just brought the cars back trashed. But you know, it works, and you can write off miles for your business taxes. And Uber essentially has coming in and here's what they're trying to do. And they do this all the time. It's like, oh, Turo's doing it. Well, we'll do it. We'll do it cheaper. So they say to the customers, hey, you can rent a car for $5 now. People are like, hey, sign me up. But I don't know if the drivers are going to be as willing to get on board with that. It's like that's their personal vehicle and they need it in a lot of cases, and they're going to rent it out for $5 an hour to people they don't know who would probably trash it. We've seen how the passengers treat our cars when we're in them. Imagine what they're going to do to them when we're not in them. So, yeah. Scants Rant said, when I drive a passenger at JFK Airport, if the PAX does not request the trip and include the terminal, Uber overestimates the trip by approximately 20 minutes and keeps the difference. Does anyone else have that? Yeah, I can assure you, pretty much everyone. Uber overestimates on everything. That's how they're making money today. They're not making money the honest way. They are doing it by ripping people off. And, of course, we foot the bill for their expenses. This company is growing off our hard work, our labor, our cars, our maintenance, and that's all they're doing. It's a shame. And yeah, people I'm talking to some people about this. It's been on my mind about what drivers could do. And let's hear Ali Reviz. Hey, hi Kevin. I got an Uber lawsuit money, $23 settle. Yeah. That's why class action lawsuits don't work. I got a class action lawsuit settlement from Lyft recently, and it was like $283. Not that I'm complaining too much. It was nice to have that $283. I was able to get tickets to see the Book of Mormon with it. But, well, I think I should have gotten more personally, and there's no way for me to prove it, but whatever. Let's go and get pizza. Just had pizza, actually. It's the first pizza that I've had in a couple weeks because I don't know if this is obvious. I don't know if I've talked about it actually, but I have basically decided to change my diet a little bit. I am drinking less soda and more water. I am eating smaller portions of food. I have decided to limit eating out to just a few times a week, and instead of snacking on like chips and stuff, snack on like fruits like grapes and mandarins and green beans and yogurt. And take more walks. So I didn't want to make a public announcement because I saw another YouTuber who made an announcement and a year later hadn't met that goal of losing some serious weight, and people made fun of him for that. But I am hoping in 6 months' time, you will see a slimmer version of me. And maybe the Cartman nickname can come to an end, and maybe I can get upgraded to Kyle or Stan. So, Let's see here. Ride with Peterson says the BMW B58 in line 6 has two water pumps, a primary and an auxiliary. After the repair tomorrow, both will pump and the coolant expansion tank has been replaced. Oh, geez. And Peterson said he got $3.50. What a joke. Yep. New York Stelio says Diet Coke works for me. It tastes just as good as regular Coke. They've improved the taste. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to get into the diet drinks. First of all, I think they taste terrible. Secondly, I've read some health articles that really they're not any better for you than regular soda. So if it's going to be bad for me, I might as well taste it. And again, I just need to cut back. So instead of like these 12-ounce bottles or 12-ounce cans, I've been drinking like the 10-ounce cans for the record. And I make it a point to drink more water than soda every day. And again, what do you think about Seattle for Union for Uber? Here's the interesting thing. I was having a conversation with some today, and they brought up a very interesting point that I had not realized. You can't have a union for Uber because they're independent contractors. That said, you can have a guild. You can have a drivers guild that, much like the Screen Actors Guild, the Directors Guild of America, where it's like you're independent contractors and so you are not employees, but they would ensure that if you got work, you would get paid a bare minimum of what the work entails. So, yeah, you can't unionize Uber, but maybe you could start a guild. And I think Seattle knows that, and I think they're going to work on that. So, in 2 seconds, I lost half of the people viewing this live. So I guess that's a sign to wrap it up soon. Forget the soda, you will lose weight and feel much better. Well, I like soda too much. I really do. So I'm going to keep drinking it. But again, I'm going to drink a lot less of it. I guess all this talking about being healthy and stuff just like scared a lot of people away. Because who wants to hear me talk about, health choices that might make me live longer and better life? Let's hear them gripe about Uber. But anyway. So, do we have any final questions? Or should we wrap this up? I told you Katie's story, comment on the unions, let you know about my personal health plans for the future. Anything else? Okay, it does not look like it. So I guess we're going to just end it here then. Thank you to everyone who watched. I appreciate it as always. If anyone's watching this who are new to the site, you can comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. And if you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.